Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Melissa Silverman, and I am Scanco's Director of Marketing. I want to thank you all for joining today's session. We are excited to have Seth Fike, Scanco's outside sales manager, with us today to share all the great information about the new Scanco warehouse management solution for Acumatica. I'll be here to monitor the chat and collect questions at the end of the presentation, where Seth will do a Q&A. All right, well, that being said, Seth, take it away.
Awesome. And thank you, Melissa. Very excited to see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces. We have a pretty big crowd today, but I'm excited to talk about the release of Scanco's warehouse automation system for Acumatica. Really excited to jump into this today and show you what we've been working up over the last year plus. Now, I did mention we have a lot of people that I'm not familiar with, so giving you a brief history on Scanco I think is really important today. So for those that have not known, Scanco has been doing this since 1989, that's over 35 years, and really specializing in supply chain automation. We've worked in other ERPs over these 35 years to build out really complex warehouse automation workflows utilizing handheld software, as well as on other aspects like manufacturing automation, sales automation, and a lot of different pieces. So we really aim to automate those workflows of a supply chain company, and that's why most of you are here today. So excited to jump into that and explain a little bit more detail. Now, I mentioned that we've been doing this for a while, and I think it's really important to kind of highlight some of the things that we've been able to do over this. Now, as a reminder, we've been doing this for over 35 years now, not just the 30. We've been leaders in other ERPs since this time. And we started again with some really basic, hey, I just need to barcode and move some products to do some really complicated tier 1S solution inventory movements. With that, we've been able to build up a customer base of well over 1,000 customers on this particular mobile product. Now, of those 1,000, there's an additional 1,000 plus that we've also worked with other ERPs as a white labeled product across different ecosystems. So again, just reiterating the fact here that this is not something new for us. We've been doing this for a long time. We're just really excited to jump into such a modern and amazing technology that Acumatica has to offer and give some of our methodology and our guidance to how we feel the scanning system should be. With that, we've also came to the conclusion over the last 5 to 10 years that not every software company implements things correctly. So we've actually spread out and dedicated a professional services group for our products. So as you're working with us, we're going to have consultants that are specifically warehouse or WMS automation consultants that are going to be working with you. Now, they're not only WMS consultants. A lot of them are manufacturing experts, and all of them are cross-trained and trained in ERP. So there's going to be a lot of different workflows and suggestions they're going to be able to offer you, and we wanted to be specific about that. And then the last piece I wanted to highlight on this is we're not just a warehouse automation company. We're really going to highlight today and in this first release our scanning product and helping those distribution companies move and track their product. But we are a supply chain automation company at this point. And the next slide really highlights some of those pieces and what we've been doing and what we plan to take into the Acumatica world. Now, I mentioned again, we are a supply chain automation company. So I think this slide does a really good job of kind of connecting the dots and showing what we always and we want to achieve. Now, it starts in the payments automation. We have a full suite of AR, AP, click to pay, as well as a lot of procurement options to be able to automate some of those workflows. And then from the sales automation, remote sales or quote creation, POS systems, things of that nature we've been able to handle. Now, we've been a manufacturing company, a manufacturing software company for a lot of years. We have an OMS system and other ecosystems that are built on a work order foundation, as well as a shop floor component that extends that. So again, not just in re-emphasizing that we're a distribution software company, we are looking to automate all of those workflows. And then lastly, I think what most of you have come here for is to talk about the distribution piece, the scanning of how we're getting goods in and out of our warehouse and how we can be efficient when doing it. That's a little history. It's a little bit of who we are and those that have not worked with us before. But what are we going to focus on today? Well, I think it's really important to kind of paint the picture of our journey and why we actually decided this. I mentioned that Acumatica is a really beautiful system, but why did we want to jump in at this time? Also, I want to talk about our MVP program. We have customers utilizing this and we were selective, and we want to tell you about the experience and why I think that's so important. But then we'll dive into some of the good stuff. We'll talk about what we're going to deliver day one, as well as what that day one is. We'll talk about some of the outlook and what we're actually looking to do with this product. And then when in the what next, and you'll see that July 1st next week is the release, I will be doing a live demo of the product to give you a little sneak peek of what that July 1st launch is going to be. So again, a lot of exciting stuff. That's why I wanted to start it on time today to get into that demo. I know that's why most of you are here. I am going to make you wait till the end for it though. So again, it's important to paint the picture here of our journey and how we got here and why. So first of all, back in April, we had this plan of going into other ERPs and different ecosystems, and we wanted to find the right fit. So we met with the Acumatica team and the leadership team there and decided that, hey, there is a big need for what we typically do in the Acumatica space. And that is real-time, sophisticated automation into the ERP, managing and automating workflows that typically tier one systems do. So we started the design in May. We started to build out this particular product, and we wanted to see how fast we could get this done and how we could get it done correctly. In January 2024, so this year, a lot of you would have seen us at the Acumatica conference, and I spoke with a lot of you. I see a lot of familiar faces, and we decided, hey, we are back in the Acumatica world, and we wanted to announce it, and we made that announcement clear. Now, during that time and during the next 3 months, we started taking calls for some MVP customers. We wanted to be selective here. This was the unique experience for us. We wanted to have the right customers kind of test our product, customers that we have worked with over the last years to really build this out, to give us complex workflows, as well as utilizing our expertise to marry a really nice solution in the Acumatica world. And we did that. And then July 1st, 2024, next week, we are going to be releasing our phase one of the particular product with a lot of transactions and a lot of fun, exciting stuff in store. So I'm really excited to talk to you about that. So the Scanco MVP program, what is this? Well, this was officially our beta program of the solution. Again, being selective, utilizing some of those customers as well as some new to really build this out and tell us what they liked, what they didn't, and how we can improve before our initial launch. So what was it? Well, again, it was that beta program. It was us listening and really gathering as much information as possible. We went on site to different clients. We talked to different workflows. We said, hey, what do you like? What do you not like about your current solutions? And over these last 6 months, we were able to collaborate and really build some impressive things based on that feedback, as well as give some recommendations with that 35 years of experience. So it was kind of the best of both worlds of talking to new and current customers, as well as utilizing some of our insights. And then I like this piece because it shows that we were listening. We didn't just say, hey, we know everything. We've been doing this for a while. We took some of those workflows and we said, hey, what is important from a day one standpoint? What do we need to start including? And we took some of that feedback and included a lot of features that you'll see today in this phase one that were not initially launched, just because we knew they needed to be done. So really excited about the opportunity and some of that feedback and to show you. And then I put this quote up because I think it's really important to show kind of where we are. Working with one of our MVP customers, they let us know, hey, we gave up on another solution that's been in the industry for a while. And even at some of these really elementary stages when they first started talking to us, we were way ahead. And again, it's just going back to the years of experience, us not being new in this channel and being able to build out a solution for the Acumatica world that marries the best of what we've done as well as what Acumatica does. I know I'm moving pretty quick because I am trying to make sure you see the demo. I know we're all excited about that, but I think it's important again to hear, hey, what are we actually going to be releasing in this phase one? If you met us at Acumatica Summit, it's going to be a little bit different for the better because we added some things. So let's get into it. First of all, core transactions. To me, the core transactions that every distribution company needs to do is receiving. So receiving purchase orders in, getting product in the correct way, transferring and moving product, whether that's manually from one rack to another or directed where it tells me, hey, go put this away because that's where it needs to go. We need to be able to count. I couldn't tell you how many companies I work with that look at our solution just because of the manual effort that physical counts takes, not utilizing a scanning solution. So we said, hey, we need to count annually, and we also need to be able to do cycle counts. So maybe we can get rid of those annual counts. So we included it in the product. Then we looked at the picking side and we saw that Acumatica does have some unique picking options, and we wanted to make sure to give you some flexibility. So instead of saying, hey, 1 or 2 picking options, we said we're going to give you all 3 that Acumatica allows day one and let you choose and work with your team to find out what the best process is and the best workflow for you is. And then lastly, the shipping and packing. Getting the product in and out the right way is really important, but being able to sort out the product, pick your package level detail, and get it into your ERP so you can get the shipment invoice is really important. So again, a lot of core functionality here. But again, we didn't stop there from the team. We said, hey, there's more that needs to happen. So first of all, we introduced barcode printing, a very simple concept that we realized was not included in most solutions. And we said, hey, we need to be able to print out barcoded labels utilizing a proprietary solution, slap it on during receiving or any transaction, and be able to scan this particular product. So we went from the more simple to the more complex then and said license plating. How can we build, track, move, pick, and break mixed pallets? How can we really start to get a little bit more sophisticated? And day one, how can we release that? So we introduced license plating day one, where you can build pallets, whether it's the same item or it's mixed items, and be able to move it. So if you're a company right now struggling to track lots, track serial numbers, or any of those pieces, we're going to be able to day one help you manage that inventory in a much more efficient way with license plating. From a functionality standpoint, then we looked at it and said, hey, what else do we need to offer? Well, we need to make sure that we have some training resources. We talked about the professional services group, but we wanted to also have more on-demand modern training. So we started to build out an LMS where you're going to actually be able to take quizzes and train your employees on the solutions to make sure that they really adopt this, kind of marrying that professional services group and on-demand training together. We split out our support team. We said, hey, we need to also have dedicated support team members that aren't focused on those other ERPs, that are only focused on you. And the same with development. We spun up a really large development team. We hired some really impressive individuals to only focus on the Acumatica side. And then from the sales team, you need to have a resource at all times that is communicating and helping you build out this. So we split off the sales team to say, we need you to focus on the Acumatica clientele, not other ERPs. So again, giving you a lot more resources as well as functionality day one than we anticipated at first, but we thought it was really important to include it. So what are we actually looking to do from a phase 1.5, 2.0 and beyond? I think it's important to know kind of our plan and our future, because this is the core for us. This is the standard transactions that we have to be able to accomplish before we can get into it. And I mentioned it earlier, we have this methodology always, that things need to be real time, they need to be fully built out, they need to have tier 1 functionality, but there's not the price tag of a tier 1 system. And that's what we're aiming to do here. So what's coming after this phase 1 release? Well, first of all, custom allocations will be very shortly done, where we're able to either allocate from a sales order and put product away, or a marry of the cross-docking function that you see, where I can move product without keeping it into my inventory. We all know lean manufacturers are the big buzzword, but lean distribution companies is the new 21st century company. And we need to make sure that if a product does not need to be in stock, we can move it quickly. We need to also have dashboards. So you'll see full dashboard capabilities, monitoring what's happening, giving you KPIs, and really getting sophisticated on what is going on. We also have to have on the water. So this is one of the functionalities we have in other ecosystems, where you can track containers. You can take control of that inventory today And then when it actually gets to your docks, you can then move it over to your GL. So again, really important functionality while we continuously grow this out from those core pieces and building it out on the distribution center. From this point, we are also going to be looking at doing shop floor automation, scanning, whether you're out in the field, scanning those parts or those labor, or tracking that labor as it comes in, and be able to really automate some of your manufacturing workflows. And then we already have a product that is built out of the same framework as this that allows you to do procurement automation. So we're going to be looking to add that to the Acumatica suite to give you real-time access to critical inventory reports, be able to see what you need to order for either a work order or just for a sales order, as well as cut those purchase orders automatically. So really interesting and really exciting stuff that we're looking to add here in the phase 1.5.2 releases. So stay tuned for more announcements, but again, building on those core pieces and that core foundation here. All right, and then the demo portion today, again, I know this is what everyone's excited for. I left some time here to do the demo. After the demo, we'll talk about how we can actually get to get this product in your hands, as well as take some questions. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to kind of move my screens and then jump into the demo. All right, you should see my system up in front of me. I'm going to paint a little picture. I have a scanner in my hand. I'm emulating it onto my screen. I have a little barcode sheet in front of me, and I've created an order back inside of Acumatica. Today, we're going to do a receipt of goods, and then we're going to put it away with a directed put away. You're going to notice here that I've made my own parts, a little on the nose, long range scanner, as well as a barcode scanner. If you don't know the difference, feel free to reach out to myself, and I will let you know. I've already created the purchase order, and I've already approved it. So the approvement process would initiate the scanner to actually pick it up and say, hey, it's ready to order. I'm going to go to my receiving here, and I'm going to receive by order. And you're going to notice here that here is the purchase order I want to receive in. I'm going to go ahead and select it and start my receiving. Now we are going to timestamp this here with the date, as well as populate the receiving number as we are going to scan it. You'll see that there is a searchable field. So if I wanted to search an item, if this was a really long purchase order, I could, or I simply can select it off and start my process. I'm going to scan 6655 off my sheet. You're going to notice one thing right away. It's very quick. The scan happens almost instantly. I'm going to enter my quantity, and I'm going to walk away. Now, that was the first item here. I want to mention a couple pieces. You'll notice that I'm defaulting to a receiving location. This is intentionally. We can also change it if you have to put this in inspection, or if you need to do some kind of quality check, or maybe you want to just put this right away and not put it into a staging location. Speed is very important, but so is accuracy. So if I scan the wrong item, it's going to tell me, hey, this is the wrong item. Let's make sure we're validating against the Acumatica system at all times. This is crucial to inventory accuracy. Let's go ahead and scan the correct one and enter my quantity. Now, if I entered the wrong quantity, again, it's going to pick it up and validate it. Today, because of time, I'm going to go ahead and scan the correct quantity. Once I'm done, my receiving list is now cleared. I'm ready to go. Let's send it back into the Acumatica system. And we are good to go. Now we need to put this product away. And you can do that in a couple options. I could go to the home screen if I wanted to, but I can also hit this widget here and grab my purchase order to receive or to put away. So here's the PO or the put away that I'm doing. Let's go ahead and put this product away. You'll notice that the system starts to direct me. It tells me, hey, this is the item you need to do. This is the location you need to do, and go ahead and scan it. We do have it that you have to validate the location that you're going to. There is a lot of flexibility here that I'll show you here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and scan my location and my item, enter my quantity, go to my next item, and it takes me to the next one. Now, say I walked up to this location for whatever reason, and I had my settings turned on that I wanted to put this somewhere else because this one was filled. We do give you that flexibility. So I could come here and say, hey, I'm going to scan this location and then enter my quantity. Things aren't barcoded. They should because we have barcode printing, as we mentioned. I'm going to come into here and I can also key it in. So we're always going to give you the option to do a lookup, type it in, or scan it. And you'll notice the lookup button here. Or if you want everything scanned, I can take off the keyboard and I can make sure that they're always just scanning. I'm going to enter my quantity. But before I do that, let's say I wanted to only put 4 in this location and 1 in another. The system is smart enough to do that, and it'll create the audit trail based on that. Once I'm done, my list is clear. I'm going to come into here. I'm going to send it through. The system is now done. Let's go ahead and check that receipt. So it creates the receipt over here. There's a lot of places you can see this. I just like to do it from the put away spot. You'll notice that the put aways here are now going to be populated. There's going to be an audit trail that is triggered by our API, as well as all the information that I went ahead and did. So again, receiving product in from the floor, eliminating the back and forth in the paperwork. If we had the printing, we'd be able to print out barcoded labels, slap them on, and then put them away correctly based on the locations they need to go, saving you a lot of steps. Now I'm going to only show you the receiving side, but again, all of the transactions are available today. We can do picking, we can do different types of picking, as well as the different types of packing that needs to match up with them. So again, showing a quick demo, I'm going to flip my screen here to the presentation, finish up, and then take some questions. I'm hoping you can see the correct screen. If not, then somebody will let me know, I'm sure. But so what's next? Well, if this is something that we wanted to do and you want to look at, we have a couple things first. First of all, we're going to be running a promo. We're going to be pushing, we're going to be running a promo. Reach out to myself for that particular promo. When you're ready, you're going to reach out to myself or one of your product sales specialists. Your product sales specialist will know who their partner is. And if you are a new partner of Scanco, reach out to myself and we'll get somebody aligned to you so you can have a dedicated person. And then we'll go through some discovery process. I'm going to be honest, this is about an hour-long process. We need to make sure that your workflows and understand them so that we can build out a tailored demo so it's actually important to you so we can go through your process. Once we agree and we say, hey, this is great, it's typically an 8 to 12 week process to implement the solution. So from a planning perspective, think about that when you're looking at these calls. Could be shorter, could be longer, but again, that's kind of the range that we've done over those last 35 years. And then just re-emphasizing the fact that we have well over 4,000 installs. We've been doing this for a long time. We're not new to the space. We're just new to Acumatica at this time. We're really, really excited to start this journey with you and to continuously build out this product and listen to some of your feedback based on it. Again, my name is Seth Fike. I'm the sales manager over here at Scanco. If you have any questions, I'm going to open it up. Melissa, I'm going to let you read those questions. We have about 6 minutes to do so, so hopefully we can knock them out.
All right, thank you, Seth. I do have a couple questions, so I'm going to start off with the first one I received. If I am a Scanco customer already, how do I make the move to this product? So I know you kind of talked about that, but I'm going to let you, if you want to add anything to that, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good question. So if you're a Scanco customer already, we will have some migration paths. It will prompt a conversation, but you already have a contract with us. And that contract, if it's on our subscription plan, means that we're going to be able to move it over and have a plan for you. So definitely, whoever that is, reach out to myself and we'll have a quick conversation about what that looks like.
All right, the next question I have is, what version will you be compatible with?
So we are up to the latest Acumatica versions, and we are always going to be in compliance with Acumatica. I think 23R2 is the latest version that we will be on.
All right. How is it priced?
Good question. So we did price this to match how Acumatica has. So this is not a user-based pricing. It's transactional. It's going to marry up with whatever tier you're on with the transaction volume that Acumatica has you on. So again, another reason to reach out to me, because if you have 10 users, but you're on a medium level bundle, you're going to just pay what that medium level bundle is. So it's uniquely priced to match what Acumatica does. Good question. Definitely reach out to me, whoever asked that.
All right. Will my Zebra device for Warehouse 100 work for this too when re-platforming?
So it depends on the Zebra device. The latest version of Zebra that you're going to want to be on is a TC21, a TC56, a TC76 or 73, and an MC9300. So that covers most Zebras. The short answer is yes, they will, as long as they're not on the very, very old systems, just because the old Zebra devices, the Android won't continuously update. So it depends on the Zebra device, but it should, yes.
All right. Can we receive multiple POs on a single receipt?
Short answer is yes.
All right, perfect. And I do see a note asking, will this presentation be available as a recording? Yes, so you will be receiving an email shortly after, and that will include that in there. And then the last question I have is, will there be any launch specials?
All right. Well, somebody's already getting to the point. Not lunch specials, launch specials. So we do have a launch special for those who stayed on. For the first 10 new customers that work with us and that implement the solution, we are going to be giving away the actual physical scanners. Now, there is a limit to them, but depending on your bundle, we will be basically giving you a starter pack of scanners for the first 10. This is exclusive to the go-to-market here for this particular product, but if you are one of those customers that, hey, this is something you want to utilize and you want to have a significant price break right now, we will be giving the physical scanners away included with the price. All right. Any other ones, Melissa?
Nope, it looks like that was it.
Fantastic. Well, again, I appreciate it. I know we had a lot of people on here taking up 30 minutes. I'll give you a few minutes of your day back. My email address is seth@scanco.com. You can also reach us at sales@scanco.com. My direct line is 941-234-9211. Feel free to reach out to myself or any of the team for more information. And I look forward to working with you and discussing this product further.